Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working.
I think we're live. I think we're doing it.
We're live. We've done it, my friend.
Did it.
We've reached Nirvana.
We peaked. Guys, welcome to today's live on Tuesday. Now, this is not a Taco Tuesday. We will have a new Taco Tuesday available for you today.
But it could be. It could be.
This could be an impromptu Taco Tuesday in a lot of ways. We do have Christian Brindle eating tacos on today's live.
Yes.
I wanted to really make this announcement ahead of time. I don't even have the ability for you guys to pay for these yet. So you'll see next to me, this is kind of crazy. Biden was so hyped about the preset appointments for AEP that he actually had a whiteboard he wanted to put together for you guys. So thank you, President Biden. We know how much you care about Medicare, being that you are definitely a Medicare recipient.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure he doesn't have a group plan? The group plan for all Biden? The president get a group plan?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'm assuming the VA is he's on a med sub for sure, right? I mean, is there even a question about it? Plan F for sure, still on a Plan F from
$500 a month.
Yeah, from 2005.
And being hit with rate increases the last 100 years.
Oh my gosh. This is what I will do though, is I'm going to drop a link to the webinar. So September 15th, we're doing a webinar on the preset appointments for AEP. I'm going to drop a link to the webinar. Today's live though is really to announce the pricing, which we've gotten just absolutely annihilated with this question since we announced we're doing this webinar. How much is it? How much is it going to cost? What is it? What is it going to look like? And at first I was going to try to wait till September 15th, but I'm realizing a lot of you aren't procrastinators, even though I know there's a lot of procrastinators out there that are going to wait till October 1st to buy these. There's also some people who are trying to place orders now, and I love that. And I appreciate planning ahead of time. I even had someone send me a message previously, and they said, Glenn, didn't you say we were supposed to get this all ready by September 1st? I did say that. And so I'm going to make sure that you guys have the option to sign up by September 1st, and there's going to be an early bird discount. So if you are a planner, you're planning ahead, you're getting ready for AEP, you should be rewarded. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a discount. So I'm going to drop a link to the webinar. The pre-order pricing will be available on this webinar link tomorrow when Christian shares the video that we did together talking about the webinar. So Christian's really going to be the one that drops the bomb tomorrow. This is like a preview of the bomb being dropped. But then Christian's actually going to be the one that detonates it tomorrow. So Christian, what do you think about this program and what do you think it's going to really do for agents, this AEP?
I think it's going to be a game changer. I think it's going to be a very needed service in a world where there's so many agents that weren't around for the scope of appointment 48-hour rule previously. I think there's so many agents that I got to choose my words carefully, but I mean, let's just face it, there's a lot of people that don't have a good solution in terms of how they're going to conduct business, right? Compliantly and do it the right way. I think this is a perfect, the timing of this could not be better because it's something that's needed going into AEP to provide a compliant preset appointment 48 hours prior, and it's already captured for you. And I think quite a bit of it. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a very, very good thing. It's going to save a lot of people's AEPs that otherwise might have not known what to do before this came out.
I feel like, if I'm being honest, you guys, I feel like Papa John's. I keep thinking about it. I don't know if anybody even likes Papa John's. I grew up on Papa John's pizza. For those of you who didn't know what Papa
Pizza
John's
Hut,
is,
man.
Are you a Pizza Hut kid?
Yeah, Pizza Hut and Little Caesars. Pizza.
Okay,
Little
little.
Caesars.
I like Little Caesars. Thumbs up for Little Caesars. I grew up on Papa John's. That was my and the reason I'm bringing up pizza right now, you guys, is Papa John's slogan is better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. I'm bringing this to you guys for AEP for this program. We are using better ingredients to make better appointments, lead heroes. Better ingredients, better appointments, lead heroes. Sue me, Papa John's. It's now mine. I changed it enough. I am
I
the
watched this.
pizza maker.
I watched the Johnny Manziel documentary on
I haven't
Netflix the
seen
other
it
night.
yet. I
So
want to
now I'm
watch
doing
that.
this everything I do. I'm doing this.
Money, money,
You know.
money. Is that getting paid? Is that what that is? The money?
Yeah, it's like
The monies?
yeah. Every time he scored a touchdown, when he started to go off the rails, he go. And he gets drafted and he walks up on the stage and shakes the commissioner's hand. And while he's walking up to the commissioner, he looks at the cameras and he goes,
Time to get paid.
"Yeah."
And it's time for you guys to get paid.
Glenn, I know that the first thing that everyone is going to be talking about is preset appointment. Glenn, sounds good. Compliant, scope of appointment captured already. But what is this going to cost me? It must cost a fortune, right? For a preset appointment with a scope. What's it going to cost?
So before we get to the big announcement, let's walk through everything that is going to be included by the time it gets to you as the agent,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Let's go through those better ingredients. Okay. So it starts at the top. I feel like someone's going to send me a pizza after this, and that's fine. I'll eat it. It's Tuesday. I'm supposed to be eating tacos. I'll eat a pizza. So starting at the top is, normally when we're doing final expense and Medicare, like MedSup, we have a huge option, like a ton of options when it comes to our publishers that we work with, the data providers we work with, obviously different rules and regulations with final expense and Medicare supplement. So, because we're specifically going to be marketing for Medicare Advantage, now we have a much smaller pool of publishers that we can work with because they have to be Medicare Advantage CMS compliant. So right there at the top, we are now exclusively getting data from publishers that are CMS approved, Medicare Advantage compliant. So that's step one of the better ingredients, better appointments, lead heroes. Step two is now we are contacting them on behalf of you or on behalf of your agency. And we are going to be not only setting the appointment. So, this is really kind of the complex part that is going to save you time, money, and energies. We're setting the appointment. We're making sure it's 48 hours out from the time that we set that appointment. And we are also collecting the scope on that call. And we're going to integrate this onto any calendar system you guys have. So whether this is Calendly, Acuity, Go High Level, whatever calendar you're using, or we'll just send you a spreadsheet with the appointments on it. So by the time this gets to you, you have a CMS compliant opt-in lead, somebody who went through a scope, verbally agreed to it, and they agreed to a specific time and day to talk to you, whether that's over the phone or in person. Another big question we've gotten a lot of already is this for telesales? Are these presets for telesales, presets for face-to-face? Either. You can go either way with this.
So
yeah.
I want to make sure that everybody understood something that you just said, right? So previously with a preset appointment, right, there was a caller, right, that works for Lead Heroes reaching out to an individual in a certain area, running through a, tried and true sales script that you guys use internally to preset the appointment. Now, just to make sure everybody kind of got what he said there, the data that's being purchased and essentially the opt-in that's being purchased for the member that's being contacted has agreed to permission to contact rules. So that way it can compliantly be reached out to telephonically for a Medicare Advantage contact conversation. So I just want to make sure everybody got that.
Yes.
Because this is so, so important. And it's very, very much a game changer. Because previously it was a little hairy to try to do Medicare Advantage enrollments
For
from
sure.
Lead Heroes sale leads, right? Like technically speaking, the way the rules are right now, you probably
Right.
couldn't, right? Like the way it was previously.
So, historically, we've always marketed meds up, like I was talking about earlier. And, just like with any type of marketing program you're doing for any type of policy, right? Let's say you're marketing an ancillary service like dental or cancer. If Medicare Advantage were to come up, at that point, you have to completely pivot and you have to get that scope of appointment done. You have to, again, change that whole conversation. Historically, when the 48-hour rule wasn't there, it wasn't as big of a deal because you could literally scope them and go right there on the call. But with the 48-hour rule coming into effect here in about 60 days, 6 weeks, it's going to change the game entirely.
Yeah.
Because you can't just, if you're marketing a separate, and I think this is where the necessity of this program really became developed and why it was so important to develop this program is you can no longer market for a different policy and then just scope and go. At this point, you're going to have to scope them and wait 48 hours. So, that's where I think the beauty of this program really comes into play is they already opted in to talk about Medicare Advantage. They already got scoped and it's already been 48 hours since we talked to them. So, I mean, all of these boxes are checked. By the time it gets to you, the agent, all you have to do is talk to them and explain their options and go through the sales process and focus on what's going to make you guys the most money, right? Which is writing the applications. Taking the time to do all of this yourself would be insane. Insane. If you were taking the time to set these appointments, you're going out, you're getting the leads, you're setting the appointments, you're doing the scopes yourself, and then you're trying to go out and do the sales. I mean, it would probably cut your sales ability in half, at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's working smarter, not harder.
100%. 100%.
Definition. So, okay. So talk a little bit more about this program, right? So we've kind of established what how it's compliant, what that looks like, a little bit of a, peek behind the curtain, behind the scenes there, just a little peek, pulling it back, peeking.
Pizza making process.
You're rolling the dough, you're you're putting on the, the toppings, the better ingredients that they call it. And
yes.
So so essentially it goes on their calendar automatically. The agent just basically has to pick up the phone and call at the time of the appointment, right? They don't have to do anything else. It's done for them.
Correct. It is literally as simple as, again, if it's a telesale, if you're approaching this from a telesales point of view, which you absolutely can, just calling them over the phone, trying to make that transaction happen over the phone or face-to-face, right? You're actually showing up at their house. Obviously, we want to know ahead of time what direction you guys choose to go. So that way, when we're setting the appointment, we can make sure that they're aware that it's either a face-to-face appointment or a telesales appointment. Obviously, if they're expecting a telesales appointment and you just show up, that'd be a little different, right? They might not be super happy about that. But yeah, you have to kind of let us know either way. But again, all you have to do is call them. It's completely done for you. You're going to have all of it. You're going to have a recording of the conversation, of the scope for your records, which again, you have to have. You have to have that recording. So we're going to make sure that you have that you can put in your records, or we can even integrate that and get that put directly into your CRM, which again is huge. Christian and I, if you guys follow some of the content that we put together, when final rule came out earlier this year, we were some of the first people to talk about it. Everyone always acts like we hate compliance because of maybe some jokes we've made. But the reality is Christian and I are the first people to jump on what the new compliance is, because it is important to us. It's super important that we stay compliant, because we also have talked about this previously that, with new compliance regulations, the people who figure it out first typically make the most money. Right?
Yep. So it's not the people that, take a step back and they're like, okay, time to slow our roll here and put more focus into life, or put more focus into this, or put more focus into that. It's the people that take a step forward and they're like, all right, everyone's running away. I'm going to take all their business. I'm going to take all the market share from them. Those are the people that end up coming ahead when these new rules drop.
Chris and I have speculated on previous lives we've done that we think this AEP will probably be one of the best AEPs ever for those who've chosen to jump through the hoops.
Yes.
It can seem asinine. It can seem difficult or a pain in the ass. But the reality is, when you follow the rules, there's a lot of people who choose to just not even participate anymore. I can't tell you how many agents I've seen say, I am no longer selling Medicare. I'm going to go do XYZ instead. They have a life health license. They can sell life. They can go into ACA. They can go into all these other different directions. That happened with a lot of agents and agencies this year when the final rule came out.
I'm gonna go become multi-platinum diamond status in the latest MLM drink company, and
Utah, you guys have quite a few of those, huh?
I'm ready to bother my friends and family relentlessly and burn all my bridges with everyone I know.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. God.
Okay, so
oh,
can we do the unveil on this? Can we do the unveil where we discuss what this will cost somebody to get a pre-scheduled appointment? What was that?
Did you just see that? That was like, there was like a ghost that
someone was trying to stop me from extracting this information from you. They're like, don't tell them. Don't tell them. It's too good.
It was one of my lights. Just tried to kill me. I think it is time. I think it is time to finally give you guys the big reveal. I think you have, I'm reading a comment. I think you have sold the plan, drop the cost, close the sale. Okay. Someone's literally asking to be closed right now. So I guess we've done our job. Guys, the pre-sale price. So, and to give you an idea of the way this is going to work, because here's the reality is, as much as I would love to help every single Medicare agent that Christian and I know, it's just not possible. There's call centers, there's large agencies, there's FMOs, IMOs. We're not going to be able to help everybody as much as I would love to. So the way this pricing is going to work is we're going to have a pre-order price that runs up to the webinar. And then at the end of September 15th, so the webinar is happening Friday, September 15th. At the end of that day, so Saturday, September 16th, the price is going to go up. And really that's designed to try to scare people away because we do have limited resources. So if this is something that you're seriously interested in, if you already signed up for the webinar, awesome. We'll see you on there. If not, again, I'm going to drop a link to the webinar in the chat so you guys can see that in the comments after this video is over. But it's actually going to go up about 10% after the webinar at the end, Friday, September 15th. So the pre-order early bird pricing, if you're watching this video, $69 per preset appointment for a minimum order of 10 appointments. So when you're looking at the cost, so that's about $690 of an investment for 10 appointments. Chris and I have gone back and forth about kind of what the average agent should expect to close out of 10 appointments. Again, another big question that we've gotten. And obviously, Christian has been selling for a long time, not a newer agent by any means. So,
too long.
His type of closing percentage might be higher than the average agent or a newer agent. But realistically, Christian and I have agreed that at least 2 out of 10 is really what the average agent should be anticipating. Tons of variables. If you're selling over the phone, you might close a little bit less than if you're selling face-to-face, you might close a little bit more. Your follow-up system is really everything. You're going to have people that no-show you. You're going to have people that tell you to reschedule. Are you staying on top of these people? Are you just letting them go? Obviously, the better your follow-up, the more sales you're going to get from that same number of preset appointments. But the idea is to get your acquisition costs as close to $200 to $300 as possible, right? I mean, that's really where I'd like to see everybody, is to be in that $200 to $300 CPA range. There is going to be a volume discount when you go over 100. So at 100 plus appointments, you're going to save about 10%. So it'll be about $62 per preset appointment for the pre-order. And then the pricing is already set to go up automatically. At the end of Friday, September 15th, it's going to go up to $77 per preset and $70 when you order 100 or more. Now, for some who might have maybe a little sticker shock on this, I do want you to know I've actively looked into, how can we possibly do this the cheapest and most compliant at the same time? And I really feel like from a pricing standpoint, we've achieved that. This
Sometimes
is both.
those things work against each other.
100%, 150%, which is why us generating a Medicare supplement lead costs less because there's less compliance. And that's just the reality of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great point. Fantastic point. And I've also seen in the marketplace other vendors charging $80, $90, $100 for really the same type of preset appointment. So, over what time, another question from someone watching you guys, over what time period for the 100 appointments? Great question. That can be structured really however you would like. I understand everyone has a different schedule. Christian's schedule for AEP is going to be different than, one of his agent's schedules or, versus someone else. So, if maybe you're doing this as a supplement, maybe this is your primary form of marketing for AEP. Maybe you're trying to do 35 appointments a week and you want 100 appointments over a 3-week period. Done. We can schedule that way. Maybe this is more of a supplement. Maybe you have other, Christian's shared his AEP marketing plans. I think this is kind of a routine every year. He shares it, and he has this beautiful diversity of marketing, which I'm a huge fan of. So maybe something like our preset appointments at Lead Heroes is more of a supplement to your AEP marketing, and you only want 10 a week over the course of AEP. Absolutely, we can do that. So that's something that we're going to kind of handle on a case-by-case basis, depending on what you guys are looking for, on how quickly you would want those appointments scheduled for you. So that's the big unveil. We did it.
We did
better
it.
Ingredients, better appointments, Lead Heroes. Papa John's.
Better ingredients, better appointments.
What do you think?
Yeah, guys, I will tell everybody that, we're going to be ordering some of these for our office for AEP. It's going to be certainly a piece of our AEP marketing attack. And I think it's definitely a nice change of pace. Like, our focus this AEP is 3 things. Number 1, trying to get people to call us, because then we don't need no 48 hours. Number 2, getting walk-ins, because then we don't need no 48 hours. And number 3, pre-scheduled appointments, because then we have the 48 hours. So
Boom.
We're trying to do everything we can to not have to deal with it. Like, that is my focus this AEP, compliantly not have to deal with it, just for you Nazis out there. But
demonetization on YouTube.
and canceled. Silenced.
No, I love that. I love all of that.
But yeah, so like, it's certainly something that we're going to be taking advantage of. I'm really excited about it. I really like the price point. Glenn was, kind enough to make me privy to some of the details previously before this was actually coming out to the public, and we were having conversations. And, I told him, if it was in the ballpark of $70 a month, I think it's incredibly affordable for the agent and worth it, because it's a preset appointment. It's not a lead, you guys. Like, get that out of the way. It's not a lead. Yes, if they no-show you, you're going to have to follow up with them. Then at that point, it kind of turns into a lead. But it's not a lead. It's an appointment. Like, you're paying for an actual meeting with somebody. And, first of all, an actual meeting is going to be a better quality than a lead, 100%. For one. And number 2, you have the scope already done. It's already completed. So like, you can literally just focus on selling and doing your needs analysis and conducting the appointment from there and trying to get a sale out of it. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's a really needed thing for the market. I don't see anybody else doing anything quite like this. And yeah, I'm excited about it. So it's certainly something we're going to be investing into for this AEP.
I'm excited too. You guys, again, the pre-order sale won't even start till tomorrow. I don't have a way to even accept your monies for the pre-order yet. Christian will be the one that actually drops that bomb tomorrow. So keep an eye out. We'll have the pre-order going live tomorrow. And then the webinar on September 15th, which again, I'll drop the link in the comments if you haven't already signed up for that webinar. We just need your email address to make sure that you get the Zoom link for that. But yeah, I think we did it. I think that's everything, guys. I'm excited. I really think it will be the best AEP ever. I really do. It's happening.
Washing our hands of this announcement. We got the information to the people. Washing the hands.
George Beach said, "Don't be a tease." I gave it up. No teasing, George. It's done.
Yep.
All right, you guys. Stay
All right,
tuned.
guys. Well, watch for this tomorrow.
Yes.
We will drop it and we'll go from there. Hopefully you guys get a lot of it. And don't miss the webinar on September 15th.
Yes, be there.
And we'll see you guys next time. Later.